Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video, and in today's video, I want to share with you guys the best linear settings here in Chapter 3. So if you guys are looking for those settings to try out that are the best to use in this season, or if you guys are switching over from exponential, definitely make sure to stay to the end of the video, because these settings are going to be the best linear settings here for Chapter 3. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys would like to participate in the next giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Hit the notification bell, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered. If you guys would like to support them in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And lastly, I'm super excited to announce my new merch. You guys can find it in the link in the description or the pinned comment if you guys are interested. Definitely get a long sleeve t-shirt or a hoodie if you guys like it. And with that being said, let's get right to the video. Alright, so here in this video, I want to share with you guys the best linear settings of Chapter 3 and that I recommend for you guys to have as well. So here, going into my settings and my sensitivity, what I recommend to have is for your build mode to be on a 1.6, your editing sensitivity to be on a 1.6 as well, and then for my horizontal and vertical speed, I have a 49% and a 48%. So this sensitivity is really great for a lot of reasons, and it's just personal preference that I do have my horizontal sensitivity a little bit higher than vertical, but I do recommend it. I think it's great to have your horizontal sensitivity just slightly faster, and when I say slightly faster, I mean like 1, 2, 3 points max. You don't want to have it like 50% and 45. That might just feel a little bit too awkward, but having it a little bit faster is really great because it allows you to turn around a little bit quicker. So when you're building and editing, or if you're just going for flick shots, it makes it a lot easier to look left and right by having that slightly higher horizontal sensitivity, because a lot of times you don't really need to have a high vertical sensitivity for any reason, because a lot of times when you're going for flick shots, or if you're just building a 1x1 around you, you're going to be looking more to the left and right than up and down vertical. So that's why having a higher horizontal sensitivity could be very beneficial. And it really is personal preference. You don't have to have it, but I do like having just 1 to 2 points in my horizontal speed over vertical. Sometimes some people like having the same, but having a little bit more horizontal is something that I like and that I recommend for you guys to try out if you haven't tried out before. So my building and editing is on a 1.6. I find this to be a very comfortable building and editing sensitivity. And so when it comes to building and editing, it is a multiplier. So when I'm on a, say I'm on a 48% for my X and Y, that means my building and editing is 1.6 times faster than that. So if you're on a higher sensitivity, say you're on like a 60%, then your building and editing would probably be around like a 1.3, because a 1.6 on the sensitivity that I have versus a 1.6 on like 60% is going to be night and day difference. So the 1.6, I find it to be fast enough to where I'm able to build very quickly, very effectively, but also not be too fast to the point where I'm out of control and I'm not able to control my structures, because that really is a big problem that I see a lot of players make, is they have it too high of a building and editing sensitivity, and during build fights or even at the start of the game, they end up wasting too many materials. They accidentally place a couple structures that they didn't need to, and a lot of times this could be very costly at the beginning of the game, and could even by a mid game, if you accidentally place like 3 or 4 different structures, you can run out of materials much more quickly. So I find a 1.6 to be a very great sensitivity to use that's fast, but not too fast to the point where you're accidentally placing a bunch of different structures out of control. So as far as my aim down sights, I like to have a 10%. I'd like to have a little bit lower on my linear ADS than on exponential. That's just because on exponential, you have a little bit more control on your smaller crosshair movements. So on linear, you really do need to play on a slightly lower aim down sight sensitivity. And then I also do like having look dampening time as well. That's going to make it a little bit easier to hit your long range shots, which this season is important because they did add a gun where you can actually aim down your sights, which is pretty cool, and it's extremely broken. So being able to hit your shots with that gun is very important because, as I said, it's really broken. A lot of players are using it that gun's broken, the SMG's broken. So you really want to make sure you hit your AR shots, and you're going to be doing so by playing on a little bit lower sensitivity and also having your look dampening time, I would say at least above a 0.10. If you are on linear, if you're on exponential, I think it's optional, and I think it's a great setting to have. So if your aim sucks, having look dampening time on will help you out tremendously. And that's just a good rule of thumb. If you feel like if you try out these settings and you feel like your aim just isn't good, a good rule of thumb is the lower sensitivity, the better when it comes to hitting your shots, because a lot of players do tend to play on too high of a sensitivity where they just go for crazy flick shots all the time and they just get really sloppy with it. So some people are able to control high sensitivities, which is great, but a lot of players do tend to play on higher sensitivities than they really are comfortable with. So if you feel like your aim is struggling, I would, one, either try to lower your sensitivity, or two, I would increase your look dampening time, because that will really help you out, especially on linear, to hit your shots with the assault rifle, because it really is important to hit your shots with the red dot gun because it's just so broken. It does so much damage, and the DPS on it is insane. As you can see when I'm shooting the dummies, I do so much damage in a short amount of time. Same is true with the SMG. The shotguns this season are pretty inconsistent, so you really want to make sure that your SMG accuracy and your assault rifle accuracy is to the best of your ability, because that's what's going to win you games in Chapter 3 Season 1. So those are going to be all the settings that I have. And I guess one thing last to mention, I did have my dead zones on 12%. I was using a different controller when I was making this video, because I usually have my dead zones on an 8%, but the controller I was using is a little bit older. I've had it for maybe, I think, a year and a half, so I did have to raise my dead zones a little bit, because when I was making this video I was having stick drift. So if you ever have stick drift, you just have to raise your dead zones to the point where you don't have it anymore. So that's why I'm on a 12% for my dead zones as opposed to 8. So the lower dead zones that you can have, the better. It's just if you have stick drift, then you might have to increase your dead zones by a little bit. But all in all, those are going to be my new linear settings for Chapter 3 Season 1. I really do like linear, and I'm still kind of torn between if I like linear or exponential more. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot on both and seeing what I think is going to be the best for the season. As of right now, I am on exponential, but I'm definitely going to put a couple streams playing on linear just to give it another try and see if I like it more, because linear is really, really good, and I find it to be a lot easier to build with and edit with than opposed to exponential, and that really is just so crucial here in Fortnite. So if I feel like I'm messing up my builds or edits, I'm definitely going to be spamming linear for the time being. So with that being said, I do appreciate you guys watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and alright guys, I will see you in the next video.